Hey guys, Ranjin here, bringing on another circle of commentary. It's going to be game 2, rather, of Group C in the round of 32 in the Avalon MSL. So, I gotta say, the first match here was rather a surprise, especially to me. Stork losing against Shine, despite, I must say, put up a valiant effort, a very valiant effort, despite being extremely behind from very early on. But just in the end, Shine's massive, economy just completely overwhelmed them in the end, despite Stork's quite awesome micro. But now here we're going to have set 2, we're going to have PianO, also known as Organ, against Kwanro. I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed that Stork won, because if Kwanro wins here, we will not have the rematch between those two guys in the winners match. But if Kwanro loses, we are going to have a rematch. And not the kind of rematch I wanted, though. I wanted them in a winners match, so both these players have a chance to get through, because I really want those two to get through. I'm a fan overall of CJ, so I pretty much love all the players there. So that's why I want Kwanro to be successful. I'm not biased, though, overall, because I've been following PianO since he's really broke through a little bit in the Pro League scene, so I've seen that he has a lot of problems himself. Both players, this is Kwanro's worst matchup, but he is pretty much even in around 50%. PianO, this is his second best matchup, hovering just under 50% as well, and this is going to be an outsider, so I'm expecting a pretty decent match here. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Very calming music, I must say. So yeah, as I said, an outsider. Let's get positions and such stuff out of the way. We're going to have PianO as the white or beige terran at the 9 o'clock, and that means at the 5 o'clock we're going to have the zerg, Kwanro, the zerg player, as the orange zerg. So yeah, just looking forward to, on outsider, very even map for most matchups, especially this matchup. This matchup has been the most even overall. I think one race has one win over the other. Overall, I think Terrans have one more win over Zergs, and TVZ has been by far the most matchups that have been played on this map. We've seen over 30 of them, despite the fact that his map has not been alive and around for that long. Again, we're going to see some pictures of fans showing off their train tickets. I paid this much money to watch this game, so you better not lose, god damn it, or else I was going to be mean and mad and angry and all such things. PianO now sending his CV scout. Not quite sure if he's going to scout in the right direction. Okay, never mind. Thought it was going to send a scout, but that supply depot probably a little bit early for a scout there. You know, sometimes you want to be careful, because Kwanro is a very aggressive player, so very aggressive strategies for him are never a surprise. He is, however, sending his overlord to the correct direction, and the way this map is set, the overlord is going to get there pretty soon. Going for some sort of overpool build, a 12 pool perhaps, maybe even a 12 hatch. Maybe he feels safe enough to put down a 12 hatchery. PianO just walling off so far. No drone going out to scout. Just now a drone coming out to scout for Kwanro. That actually might be, one drone coming out to scout and then one drone to put down the 12 hatch. So Kwanro going to go for a 12 hatch build, probably going to stay on 2 bases. That's most likely his strategy. He's that kind of player, going to put down his spawning pool very soon now, and after that start some unit production, possibly even tech up rather quickly. On the opposite side, PianO not getting his gas, most likely going for a mech build, having that gas coming up right after that Rax. Also, that CV scout now going to spot the overlord, so is most likely going to know which direction Kwanro is. Kwanro just now putting down his spawning pool. So both players going, not very aggressive overall. The mech build, we could see some vultures coming up fairly soon, so Kwanro will most likely be forced to put down a second colony at his natural. He's going to see the overlord going to walk in there, going to spot the wall off coming in. SCV going to go out there, going to get the full-on scout, going to spot the 12 hatchery, spawning pool, also come down extractor as well. So we're going to have most likely 2 base, quick lair, possibly going for lurkers. Roll off now completed by PianO, mining full-on gas. We're going to see a factory coming down fairly soon. Drone scout, being pulled back as soon as the overlord, of course, spotted that location. Overlord still mining around, not quite sure if he spotted the gas or not. There's the first marine out, so the overlord is going to survive, of course. But I'm not quite sure if he spotted the gas mining. Okay, gas mining now has completely stopped, so moved his barracks apparently a little bit to possibly make the wall up a little bit better. Actually going to go for an economic build, thinking of putting down a command center, possibly decided against, not quite sure what he's doing here. He started off mining quite a bit early gas, now going for command center instead, probably decided to change his build as soon as he saw what Kwanro was going for, decided to go for economics and start catching up and try to overwhelm him by getting this mineral only at the upper left position. Kwanro, of course, has no idea this is happening, so we're going to see what kind of response he has. He is getting his lair up, so it is going to be quick tech, and we're going to see whether it tries to go for 2-base mutas, or perhaps lurker play. I think it's most likely 2-base mutas. We're going to see whether he puts down a third hatchery as a sort of a spawning hatchery. Academy and barracks coming up on the opposite side. Sunken Colony in the natural of Kwanro's. SCV coming up is going to get the scout though. He's going to spot the lair. We're going to see whether Kwanro might actually manage to kill that SCV before spot the buildings. SCV going down again. Possibly try to spite the buildings that are going to be coming up. So I'm going to... yeah, Sunken Colony is up. SCV barely manages to survive. So yeah, it's very interesting. I'm going to see how PianO apparently augmented his build. From the looks of it, he really was going early mech, but then decided to change it up. Now we're going to see at the polls, most people think that Kwanro is in fact going to take this game, 81% to 19, and I think it mostly comes down to Kwanro's experience. Kwanro actually putting down a Hydra Den, so he is going to have some Hydralisks out there, most likely going to go for a 2-base lurker build. And that is actually a build that could quite work. I think Mutalisks can be used fairly well on this map because there's a lot of open space that you can fly in and out from, but lurkers, like if you're gonna try to go and break in the natural, could actually work very well. PianO, they're losing his SCV needlessly, honestly. Also, Kwanro actually also putting down a Spire, and this Spire most likely tells me that he is actually possibly gonna go for Mutalisks instead, gonna have that possibly going to go for a Muta lurker build just off 2 bases, because you don't really want to put down your Spire this early in the game unless you're definitely going to go for some air units. If you're going to go for a Hydro lurker build or a heavy lurker build, you're definitely just going to stick with your Hydras and not quite put down your Spire that early. And now actually PianO moving out with 5 Marines, a Medic, and a Firebat. And the opposite side, not really much to defend, a couple of Zerglings and a 1 Sunken Colony. Kwanro really has to think of putting down more forces. I'm not quite sure. He probably spotted that with his Zerglings. I'm not quite sure if he did. I really, for his sake, hope he spawned even more Zerglings. Zerglings now running now alongside 2 more Sunken Colonies going to be put down. 2 more Zerglings to defend. So those 2 Sunken Colonies are going to be in position just in time for those forces to run in. And I think this attack will peter out. I don't think PianO is going to be very successful with this early aggression. These 2 Sunken Colonies just now popping in as the forces come down. PianO going to spot that and not going to go for it. No way. He's going to just stand outside, kill any Zerglings that might think of running out. Getting their own scout. So Spire and Hydra Den both up. I'm not sure if the Spire was actually spotted by PianO. PianO now just adding in more Raxes. Also getting his stim upgrade at this point, and comsat stations going up everywhere, so he's going to be scanning soon to spot the positions to know exactly whether he can go for a push or not. Drones coming up to the side. I think Kwanro is actually thinking of taking a base at the right. Most likely take the mineral only there to get for another base. More Mutalisks now out, so now Kwanro... I'm not seeing any turrets so far. Factory being put down. I'm not seeing any eBay. There are a few Marines out in the field. Not seeing too much. These Mutalisks of Kwanro's could actually be very successful. Now gonna pass one. Oh, beautiful play. Passing one drone through. And Kwanro actually has 5 Mutas. There are quite a few Marines. And there are turrets just not being put up, but if those Mutas pop going in time, there is one turret there in position that might actually be able to do something. Gonna fly by, gonna get by those Marines. They actually have a rather free will towards those. There's one single Marine that managed to pass them by. Kwanro not going for aggressive here. Is gonna try to prevent the factor of 99. Definitely is gonna delay even a little bit. Gonna try to pick off some Marines there. Just gonna be annoying overall. Doesn't really have the number of Mutas that he wants to have. 5 Mutalisks won't accomplish too much. He has some more ready inside of his base. If he manages to put up a clump of almost a control group, he is going to be able to go around and do some very heavy harass. PianO does have quite a few Marines though. He's just now starting to finally put up a lot more turrets. Has quite a few Marines to help support it against those Mutalisks.